Good day, everyone. So, my discussion for today is all about the shifts in age distribution, the last stage of the demographic transition. What is shift in age distribution? So, it is also called the age composition. It is a method employed by researchers to classify a group of people by their age. So, based sa akong mga na-research na info sa mga articles is that according sa population studies that the proportionate numbers of persons in successive age categories is kanang given siya in a population. So, age distribution also kanang differs among countries mainly because kanang naa sila differences in the levels and kanang trends sa ilang fertility. Or in short, ang age distribution is a description of how certain population group is divided according to how old they are. Like for example, kanang ng mga babies na na-classify as infants, kani nag-age og kanang 13 to 19 which is na-classify siya as kanang teens, nga kanang naasay sa mga senior citizen. So, kaning nga figure is an example sa kanang case in India. So, ngano kahang gipili nako si India? Because we all know that the population in India is kanang grabe gid kataas and the country has doubled in size in just 40 years. So, in India, the pre-transitional total fertility rate is about kanang 6 births per woman and ang iyasang life expectancy is kanang about 25 years. So India's mortality decline leads its fertility decline by kanang 50 years wherein ang katong fertility transition is slow siya relative to East Asia's. So but kanang dili lang ta mag-focus kanang ani, we should focus on the shifts in age distribution that results from kanang demographic transition. So, in this figure, these shifts can be seen in the dependency ratios which take either the younger or the older population and divide by the working age population. So, for example, ang kanang child dependency ratio is the population age of 0 to 14 divided by the population age 15 to 64. So, kanang the old age dependency ratio is usually defined as the kanang number of those kanang nag-edad og 65 and older divided by the population age of kanang 15 to 64. So, ginatawag og oldest old dependency ratio katong nag-edad o kanang 85 years and older kanang divided by the working age population. So next is we have 3 phases of transition. First is when mortality begins to decline while fertility remains high. Mortality declines most at the youngest ages. So, ngano kaha? Because it will increase in the proportion of children and the population and raising child dependency ratios. So, mortality decline initially makes population younger rather than the older in a pace that can last many decades or it can last for 70 years. So, kaning nga phase kay ang families find themselves with increasing numbers of surviving children. So of course, mag-struggle jud apil na ang government to kanang achieve educational goals or to maghatag og kanang edukasyon sa kanang mga children. So since daghan man sila, so maglisod jud sila og provide since kanang ibutang talang ang children napo kabuok sa isa ka family, just like diri lang sa tuwa nga kanang di maka-eskwela tungod sa kadaghan o tungod sa poverty. It might be nga nalay maka-eskwela nila duha or tulo sa kanang napo ka children, but dili jud ang tanan. Pero magdepend na siya kung unsay kahimtang sa usa ka family. So, next phase of transition is as fertility declines, child dependency ratios declines as well and soon fall below their pre-transition levels. So, the working age population grows faster than the population as a whole. So, the total dependency ratio kay ma-decline. So, kaning ikaduha na phase may last for 40 or 50 years. So, some analysts have worried that the rapidly growing sa labor force in this phase kay might cause rising unemployment and falling capital labor ratios. So, ang uban sad ani kay na-stress sa economic advantages of having a relatively large share of the population in its working years nga ginatawag og demographic gift or bonus. So, sa India, if ang kanang income gani per person of working age is unaffected, so the decline in dependence per worker kay ma-raise ang per capita kanang ma-raise ang per capita income by 22% itself. So, ang kanisang demographic kaning bonus or gift kay maka-affect sad siya sa economic development. So, third phase of transition or the last one is the increasing longevity leads to a rapid increase in the elderly population while low fertility slows the growth of the working age population. So, ang old age dependency ratio kay rises rapidly man. So in India, ang kaninga phase would last longer if ang mortality kay ma-decline and were not assumed to cease in the simulation. So if ang elderly are kanang masupported sa transfers either sa katong adult, children, or even sa public sector pension system nga ang kanang nag-support kay ang tax revenues, then ang result kay higher nga total dependency ratio nga which means a greater burden on the working age population. To the extent nga the elderly contribute to their own kanang support through saving and asset accumulation earlier in their lives and the saves in retirement, population aging may cause kanang lower aggregate saving rates as life cycle saving models and katong some empirical analysis suggest. In addition, in some studies the boundary for childhood is taken to be 18 nag-age of 18 or 20 and for working ages it may be taken to be 60. So any boundary is arbitrary as is the equal weighting of children and elder informing these ratios. So kanang the patterns of change in fertility, mortality, and growth rates over the demographic transition are widely known and understood. Less well understood are the systematic change in age distribution that are an integral part of the demographic transition and that continue long after the other rates have stabilized. So that's the end of my discussion. I hope you learned something today. Thank you and God bless.